and also join colleagues in congratulating the Uganda Cranes on the stellar performance we have seen thus far. They've been putting up very good shows. Also to thank the people of Uganda for showing up in droves each time the Cranes have got a match. It's an incredible thing. We meet there, all forms of colors, all tribes, and so on. Sports is an interesting thing. It unites us. You know, at that point, I forget that Major Ramirama here is my political opponent, and we get to support and vouch for the Uganda Cranes. Hopefully, we get to do that continuously. Honorable Speaker, we often make a case for the growth, development of sports infrastructure. We want to remind government to do this a lot more. It is important that our young people who are talented get to have a platform, get to have space to grow these talents. That's why we always emphasize these issues. Let's develop infrastructure for sports. That's the only way we shall get to have stars. Across, by the way, whether it be in soccer, sometimes we overemphasize soccer, and that's okay because people love it, but there's other sports disciplines too. Athletics, boxing, basketball, netball, etc., etc. We need to look at an all-round kind of situation regarding sports. I saw the promise that was made to the Uganda Cranes that each win they'll get 1.2 billion
It is
shillings.
not a promise, it is now reality.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
I'm glad it has been fulfilled. I hope it has. Because for a very long time, these sports personalities...
Honorable Ssenyonyi, you're hearing from the head of legislature.
And I am appreciative
that it has been fulfilled.
That's a good thing, because in the past people would be promised, and then you see them coming to the media. There's a time in Zikuru 1, and they promised her a house. Every year she would be coming to the media saying, my house has not come yet. So it's important that when we promise, we fulfill. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, can we buttress the lives of these stars, not just at the time they are playing? So it's good they get to be promised when you win 1.2 billion shillings. But can we take care of their welfare even away from that? Because it's a process. By the time they get to where they are to play and win, it's been an entire process. Let's support them through the process and not wait for the final time when they have matches and then they're under pressure. We have got 1.2 billion shillings to win. But previously, you find they probably were struggling to go training because of numerous issues, yeah? So let's support all of that.
Thank you.
And the sports minister should be happy I'm saying these things, because many times he comes here, makes a case, and says, give me more money. And then Parliament will give him some, and not all. So let's avail to them what they require, and then we hold them accountable. That's very important. The stadia that are being built want accountability, so that this money is put to very good use. Very finally, Right Honorable Speaker, I saw something that perplexed me. It's good the Minister of Sports is here, he will respond to this. The standards. Because sports, like all other sports disciplines, soccer, there are standards. We were dumbfounded when we saw on the news the hotel facility at which the Uganda Cranes were staying, somewhere in Kisasi. The road to the hotel, not very accessible. I'm told the bus would stop somewhere, then they alight to access the hotel. Our opponents were staying at good 5-star hotels. I think we can afford for our stars to stay at good facilities. If we can afford to give them 1.2 billion shillings per win, then we can afford to put them in a good place where they are safe. But if they have to jump out of the bus to access, you know, the place where they are staying, that speaks of insecurity, it speaks of discomfort. Can we address these very critical concerns, Honorable Minister? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
In fact, even with that narrow exit, with the narrow loss that you made to Senegal, you did it with pride, and I was keenly watching. Madam Speaker, I want also to appreciate the investment that has been made on the sports infrastructure. But what is remaining is also to improve the ecosystem that develops players. And we are lacking in many aspects as far as the ecosystem is concerned. Of course, it includes good accommodation, It includes nutritional feeding and name it, Madam Speaker. The rest speaks for itself. The online ticketing, Madam Speaker, was a blessing. I had been one who was scared of watching football at Nambeshe because of the crowding, because of the stampedes. But the online ticketing this time around was a huge blessing, and I must salute it, and the initiative must be kept up. I beg to submit.
Thank you, Lord.